Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for joining me today. My name is Emma, and I am the Senior International Recruitment Officer for City University of London. I'm joined today also by my colleague Andrea. And what I'm going to be talking about today is I'm going to be talking about London. So, why you may want to study in London, talking about the UK as well. And then at the very end, I'm going to be talking about City. So talking about City, our courses, and what you may expect from a university in London. What I will wait just one more second, just to see if anyone comes in. But great, so I'm going to get started. So the structure of the talk, as I already mentioned, is I'm going to be talking about London and then talking about City. And just to start off with, I'm going to talk more generally about why you should choose to study in the UK. And the UK is actually the second most popular destination for international students in the world. We're just behind the US. And what that means is that all over the world, students will come to the UK to study their degree. And when you actually choose to come, you are coming obtaining a degree that is going to be recognised worldwide. And what you also find from a UK degree is that you are going to be joining a community of international students from literally every corner of the globe. So you're going to have a very rich multicultural atmosphere very rich multicultural atmosphere at the universities that you choose to come to in the UK. What you also find from the UK is that you will have selective entry. So what that means is that universities in the UK don't just look at your grades, they are also going to be looking at you as a person. So whether you not have the right personality to be a student at a university in the UK or in London. And what that means is that we also have very high complete likely not finish your degree course. So, for example, lots of the UK and the UK, some of our courses, over 80-90% of the students who start a degree course with us will finish, which is really great. What you'll also find in the UK is that the education system is a lot shorter. So you will have for undergraduate degrees, it's typically only 3 years that you will actually study a bachelor degree in the UK. And for postgraduate, you will normally only have 1 year, sometimes 2, sometimes more. That's the typical amount of time that you could expect to study these degree courses in the UK, which obviously is a lot shorter, which means you'll be more quickly going into your kind of dream and chosen career. And finally, in the UK, you can expect to have excellent student support and student life experience. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation. London. Let's back to London. And it has been voted consistently the best student city in the world, according to QS World Rankings, for students and international students alike. And in the presentation, I'll obviously give you some reasons why it is so popular. But just some facts about London to start with. In London, there's over 200 different nationalities currently living in London. There's over 300 different languages that are spoken. And over 100,000 students are currently studying in London universities. So really rich multicultural environment. And I think what students love about London is a lot of you have obviously maybe visited London, have friends and family, you've seen it on the television. Students, especially from Italy, I know, really love London. And what they love about it is there's so diverse, you all still have, Italian people around you, your language, and it's a really big, giant student city. So many different students from all over the world will come to study there. Currently, there's over 45 universities in London alone. But in the UK, there's over 300, and we have 45 of those in London. And of those 45 universities, they offer over 10,000 different courses. So what you will find in London is that although there's 45 different universities, we're all really different. We all offer different courses, different styles of teaching. We all offer different opportunities. So there's going to be something for everyone. And courses, lots of ranges to choose from. So there is going to be something there for you. Now, according to QS World Rankings, so the 10 highest ranked universities in London. As you see, probably Imperial College, King, Query, Royal Holloway, City, SOAS, and Brunel. So these are just 10 of the over 45 different ones that are in London. And in the next slide, I'm going to talk about what all of those universities, apart from Imperial College, share, which is they are all part of the University of London. So the University of London is actually a collegiate group of colleges which are part of the University of London. And there's lots of added benefits of being part of the University of London. So you have access to largest communities, not just your kind of college, the wider network of university students across London. You have the opportunity to join numerous student societies and clubs. You also have additional benefits like wider accommodation provision, sports facilities across London, and library access across London as well. So if you are researching universities in London, maybe make sure that the universities that you are looking at are part of the University of London, because as you can see, there's lots of benefits for being part of that group. One of the main reasons students choose to come to London, and lots of Italians that come to London, is the opportunity to work alongside studying. And as you can see, over half of the UK's top 100 listed companies are headquartered in London. And hundreds of Europe's 500 largest companies have their headquarters in central London. So really fantastic that you have all of this on your doorstep. And what you'll find with London universities is that they'll have links with the different businesses, companies within London. So once you're studying, you'll also be working, but also actually after you graduate as well. There's lots of opportunities there. So that's why international students love the fact that they can be in London and be very close to the action, close to all these different major companies and opportunities as well. And of course, we can't talk about London without talking about all the fun and exciting things which London has to offer. So, as a student, there's always going to be something to do, always something to see, events. Obviously, these are uncertain times at the moment, and lots of these things aren't happening. But hopefully, by the time that you come, maybe next year or the year after, things will be back to normal. And what I love about London is there's always something to see. If you like sports, obviously the Premiership. I know Italians, you love football, and we are, well known for that in London as well. Amazing football teams that we have. And what I will say is, yes, London has, a bad reputation sometimes for being expensive. But the great thing about being a student is that you have that magical student discount card, which you can use in lots of different things like theatres, cinemas, restaurants, shops. But you won't get tired of London. There's always something to see, something to do. I was in London for many years, and there were still places in London I never got to see. So really an amazing place to study. So now I'm going to give you some top tips in regards to studying in London and when you're actually here, which hopefully you end up coming to study with us in London. So firstly, I've to do your research. As you saw, there's over 45 different universities, and as I already mentioned, we're all really, really different. And what that means is that we're all going to be different, and there's going to be the right one for you. So please do your research, because we all offer different courses. A history course at City is going to be very different to a history course at King's, for example. So do your research. Look at universities' websites. Ask your friends, your family, your teachers. Look at our social media channels, or email the universities. Each university in London will have its own international team that is there to help you and guide you through the process. Don't be shy. Ask the universities, ask your friends and family, or ask students maybe that are currently studying at that university through social media or other platforms. One of the big kind of tips that I can give you is to attend their events and open days. So although we can't do face-to-face events at the moment, everything is online. As you can see, we are here today. We'd normally be in Verona. We are here today online. And this is a really great way to find out more about the universities, and what their academics are saying, what the students are saying. They will have open days, as you can see there, open days, but also taster events or other kind of networking events that you can join as well. And a great place to find out more information about when those are happening is through the UCAS website, and you can see the link there, the www.ucas.com/UCAS/event/find. And there will list some of the events that universities are running over the next few months and weeks ahead. I'd also encourage you to research what support is offered for international students. As I already mentioned, each university's own international team. We, for example, at City have an international student advice team as well, that's there to help you through things like, registering your visa if you need to apply for a visa, for example. So find out what support is there. We offer support both on this occasion. London universities are very well used to welcoming international students, and there is lots of support that is there for you. It's all about you finding it. Get involved. So once you are at the university, don't be shy. Please get involved with the clubs and events and societies that are happening on our campuses. There's lots of events that are happening throughout the year. Also, I would really recommend, if you can, maybe get a part-time job. The great thing about London is there's always lots of opportunities, lots of part-time opportunities that you can be a part of. At City, for example, we have something called Unitemps, where you can join and maybe do temporary part-time work alongside studying, and it pays very well. So do get involved and look at the different opportunities there. I'd also recommend for international students especially, is stay in university accommodation if possible, especially in your first year. That is really important because we have lots of support available for international students. We'd normally, when you apply, we'll give you information about the accommodation and make it very, very easy for you to apply and to gain a place in accommodation. At City, for example, we guarantee accommodation for the first year, as long as you make us your first choice and as long as you apply before the deadlines. So I really encourage you to do that. The student card. So get a student or Oyster card, which will really save you money, as I already mentioned, but also through travel. The Oyster card will allow you discounts for buses, trains, your tube network within London as well. So I really would encourage you to do that. And I also would always ask student discounts. So when you do get your student card, when you do arrive at the universities in London, make sure you have your student card and don't be afraid to ask shops or ask wherever you go if there is a student discount, because what you'll find across London and across the UK is that it will be, kind of golden ticket. It will get you lots of discounts and money off lots of activities. So I hope that gives you a bit more information about studying in London. And now what I'm going to do is talk specifically about my university. Hopefully a lot of this will kind of link back to lots of the universities in London as well. But firstly, let's look at where we are. We have a fantastic location in central London. So our nearest tube stations are Angel, Farringdon and Barbican. We're in zone 1. So we are right in the centre of London. We're also really close to King's Cross and Euston Station. So I think we have really an ideal location. You see that dark area there, and that dark area there is the city, the finance and banking centre of London. So as you can see, we are a stone's throw away from there. We're also very close to a place called Tech City, which you can see with my mouse here, which is the largest cluster of startup companies in Europe. The city is not just close to the fun and exciting things that London has to offer. We're also ideally located for the business and professions which we are training our students to go into. And as we zoom in to the main campus, Northampton Square, you will see that what I love about City, although we are in central London, all the buildings, all the facilities are all in one location. The only thing that isn't directly on the campus here is our sports centre, which is 5 minutes walk from the main campus. Our accommodation blocks, which is between 5 to 20 minutes walk away from the main campus. And if you're choosing to do business at a master's level, that is further away, about 20 to 25 minutes walk away from this campus. But you have everything you need on the main campus. You've got your library spaces, your sports spaces, which I showed you, lots of coffee shops, restaurants, everything on campus. And it's all very new, very modern. So I really encourage you to go onto our virtual campus tours and you can see that for yourself. And our students. So at City, we have over 20,000 students, and that's across bachelor and master's programs. And for undergraduate, we have 11,000 undergraduate students currently across our 5 schools, which I'll talk to you a little in the next slide. We are very diverse at City. We mirror the London effect, if you wish, in the sense that we are very international. So around about 41% of our student body is from outside comes from outside of the UK. As you can see, this year in September, we welcomed over 352 Italian domiciled students on all our courses. So we have a very big network of Italian students on our campus. Actually, we have an Italian society as well. As one of our clubs you can join. So you won't be the only Italian student there, and it's very, very popular. We have around about 3,500 new students that start with us each year, and we have a network of over 145,000 students, alumni across the world in 180 different countries. Try again. Perfect. So our courses. At City, we have 5 schools. As you can see, we have the School of Arts and Social Sciences. We have the Business School. We have the School of Health Sciences. We have the City Law School. And we have the School of Mathematics, Computer Science and Engineering. So we have 5 schools. Now, what the subjects you can see for each of them are just a taster of all the different courses which we have. Please do look at our website, because this is just kind of condensing some of the courses down. So for example, for business management, we have 6 different courses just within business management undergraduate. Now, our most popular courses are our business courses. Our business school, formerly CAS Business School, we have one of the best business schools in the country, kind of world famous, if you like. But we have amazing opportunities across all of our different schools. For example, the Arts and Social Sciences, we're very well known for journalism, psychology, law. We have one of the oldest law schools in the country. In fact, we were one of the first law schools in the country to teach students for their whole legal training. And Also, we were kind of born from our links within the engineering field. So, for example, we are the first university in the country to actually teach aeronautical engineering. So our student experience, now this is something we really focus on at City, and I already obviously talked about generally in the UK this is a big focus, but at City we really try to support students in every way. Obviously your degree is really important. We want you to get a degree at the end of your time with us. We also want you to have a fantastic experience. University is going to be fun, it's going to be the best years of your life, trust me. And we have an amazing students' union on campus, and they will be there to help you and guide you through the process. We have also the International Student Advice Team, as I already talked about in that as well. And we also have 100 different clubs and societies on campus, which you can join. Our sports centre is the largest student sports centre in central London as well. And hopefully you can get involved with all these different experiences at City. So also one of the big focus at City is making sure that you have work experience alongside studying. This is a really big focus at the university. With every single degree course, we offer some sort of experience within that. So for some of our courses, there's a work placement module. For some of our courses, you can do a whole year work placement year. For some of our courses, you have the opportunity to do a micro placement in the summer months. And for a lot of the courses, you can do numerous internship and work experience opportunities. And as you can see, we have a very good reputation in this respect. We have one of the highest student graduate starting salaries, for example. And how we do that is by making sure that we offer and deliver excellent careers advice support throughout your degree. Now, just to explain a little bit about how that might work, this is an example of an undergraduate degree course with our business school. So in the UK, you would normally do 3 years, I already mentioned. You also have the opportunity to do maybe a study abroad in the second semester of your second year. This is for the business school. And between your second and third year, you can do a 12-month work placement opportunity as part of your degree programme, or you can also do a whole year study abroad, or you can split it, so half study abroad and half work opportunity. That's how it works. And then in between in the breaks, in the summer breaks, you could do internships, you could do micro placements. And as you're saying as well, you can actually do this in between as well. And here are just a few of the different companies and opportunities where students have done work experience, done their placement opportunities, but also we welcome these businesses, we welcome these companies onto our campus, and they will do training with our students, they'll do careers fairs, they will help you with your interview techniques. So we have very close relationships with the businesses professions in London, but across the UK as well. I'm going to give you some information about our entry requirements and fees. So if you're studying the IB diploma, it really will vary between all our different courses. So some of our courses might ask for 28 IB points, some might ask for 35 IB points. For Italian diploma, again, it's different depending on the course. Some will ask for 75% overall in your Italian diploma. Some might ask for up to 85% in your Italian diploma. Please check the university's website. If the information is not there, please contact me. You will have my email at the very end of this presentation. Again, for English, universities and at City will ask for evidence that your English is at a high enough standard. So we accept tests such as IELTS, the IB, Cambridge and TOEFL as proof of English language proficiency. Again, if you have any questions about this, please contact the university or contact myself and I'll be able to help you. For fees, there's lots of changes with this for EU students for next year, but currently if you're a UK student or a home fee paying student, the price for an undergraduate degree is £9,250 per year. Now, there are some instances where if you are a EU student and you have settled or pre-settled status in the UK, you could get the UK fee. If you want to check that, I would really encourage you to look at this website here. So the UKISA website. The UKISA website will give you more information about your fee status and what you might expect to pay if you're an EU or an international or a UK fee payer. At City, if you're an EU student, you're the same fees as the international students, and this really varies across the university. So between 15,000 all the way up to 19,500. Please check the individual courses; they will all be different. Now, the international fee is going to be different at all different universities across London, so it's not going to be the same for all of us. So please check those individual course pages for those universities you're interested in as well. There is new scholarships announced for international students and EU students, which should be on our website very shortly. Again, if you have questions about that, you can email me and I can give you that information as soon as it's published. For accommodation, that starts at £107 per week, which is very reasonable for central London. And as I already mentioned, that is very close to campus as well. I also wanted to very briefly talk about the application process, because I know for a lot of Italian students that I've met at the fairs in Verona in previous years, you weren't really sure. So I'll put this here. Now, the application process in the UK is very easy because in the UK, for undergraduate, you can only apply to up to 5 universities, and you'll use the one application form, which is the UCAS application form. UCAS stands for University and Colleges Admissions Service. And that one application form, as you can see, there's 4 sections. So in the section 1, you'll input your personal details. So obviously things like your name, your address, and your chosen course or courses. Section 2, you'll need to put your qualifications, the grades obtained if you've already have your final grades, or your predicted grades. So what's different in the UK as well is that you actually can apply before you have all your final grades. And what will happen is we'll look at your predicted grades, which your teachers or yourself can put in there. And if you match the requirements, we will give you something called a conditional offer. So we will hold your place for you until the summer, until you get your final grades. You also, in there, you can input your English qualifications. If you have already taken an English test, you can put those in those grades there. If you haven't, again, we can wait for those in the summer, for example, when you get your final diploma grades. In your section 3, you'll need to input a personal statement. So the personal statement is a page of A4. It's 4,000 characters, and it's talking about why you've chosen to study at your the chosen course. You need to sell yourself. You need to tell us, why you deserve a place on the course. Please don't mention the university's names, because it's the same application and the same personal statement for all of your 5 choices. And finally, your reference. And your reference is going to be from your teacher or someone who knows you academically, who will then insert that. Now, this is all done online. It's all electronic. You don't have to send anything physically to the universities normally. If there's any additional things you need to send, like your grades when you do get them, you can do that over email. Now, if you want to scan that QR code using your phone, if you scan that with your camera, it will take you to the UCAS how to apply website, and it will give you a step guide as to how you can apply to a UK university. So hopefully that gives you a lot more information there. And after today, if you do want any more information, we do have lots of opportunities to speak to our current students. So again, if you scan that QR code, it will take you to our Ask a Student or Staff Member webpage. And if you set up a Unibuddy login, you can actually speak to students. You can filter them by your course name, you can filter them by the country. For example, if you want to talk to an Italian student currently studying at City, you can do that, which is great, because of course I'm going to tell you that it's great, the City's the best place, but students will give you that real experience and that real knowledge about what it's actually like for you. So I really encourage you to do that. And also we have Saturday, so this Saturday coming, the 28th of November, a open day. This is going to be a great way to speak to academics, to listen to presentations, to speak to staff members. I will be there as well. If you come to the international room, I will be there and happy to talk to you. So that's a great way to find out more about the university and about the course that you may want to apply to. So thank you very much for joining me today. And I'm not sure if we have anyone live in the presentation today. So I'm not sure. Andrea, is there anyone in the presentation today, or is it being recorded? I'm not sure. Brilliant. So I'm not sure if you have any questions, because I believe this is being recorded. Is that right, Andrea? Okay, no worries. So I think it might be recorded. But if you do have any questions, see my email there. So the emma.thomas@city.ac.uk. So if you send me an email, I'm very happy to answer any questions that you might have. And that can be about studying in London. That can be about applying to the UK. It can be about your application, your personal statement. There's lots of questions that I'm really, really happy to answer. So if you do have any questions, you can type them now. If not, that is my email address, and I'm very happy to hear from you, to answer any other questions that you might have. I hope the presentation has been useful. I hope it has inspired you to come to the UK to study in London or study at City University of London. And thank you very much for joining me today.